What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, taking a look at some more new card announcements. Konami's been going hard on the news cycle, and I'm going to try to keep up with it. And then I'm going to try to basically use all these new cards and try to make some gameplay videos out of it, see what kind of fun stuff I can do. Because I like to do weird stuff on Yu-Gi-Oh! Today we're looking at Melffy, so I'm going to look at the new cards, and then go ahead and look at all the other Melffy cards. Now, I know Tri-Brigade is also like a big part of the archetype, of course. As well as other like random one-ofs in the beast archetype like Kalimtos, which this deck plays really well with. So all of that will be kept in mind. And the other thing is, if you like these archetypes, like I judge them based on their competitive value. But if you like playing them, like go look at my YouTube channel. I don't play good decks either. But when I judge them, I'm saying whether or not I think they could see competitive play. So don't get like personally offended. Just because I don't think they're competitive doesn't mean I don't think they're playable. But I think it'd be only fair if I look at these cards and try to hype them up when they're not really all that hype when it comes to being that good. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get into it. This is Melffy Wallaby. And if your opponent normal special summons a monster except during the damage step, which I think is already a good thing because I'm pretty sure a lot of the Melffy cards say during the end phase, and that's not what you want to do. So special summons a monster or an opponent's monster targets this card for an attack. So essentially at any point in time. You can return this card to hand and special summon 2 Melffy monsters with different names from your deck. Probably the best Melffy card like in existence already. Being able to special summon 2 monsters from your deck is about as good as it gets. So this is awesome. And if this doesn't make Melffy's competitive, which it probably doesn't, I still think that's amazing. It's just really cool. And there's probably a lot of cool things that Melffy's can do. We'll explore more of that. But what a great start for this new support. And I know there's been a lot of different cards like in the Melffy artwork, like characters in the background of the Melffy cards that haven't had cards yet. I don't know if this covers all of them, but it's really cool to see that they keep supporting it. And obviously, it's like the most adorable archetype in the entire game. So this is Melffy Lassie. This is a tuner because I think there's a new Melffy synchro monster, which is awesome. During a turn that a face-up beast monster you control was returned to the hand, except a copy of itself. Quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then immediately after this effect resolves, you can synchro summon using this card and Melffy monsters in your hand. In your hand? How? That's awesome. So, I don't know how good it is. We'll have to see how good like the synchro is. Also, random, but these are Earth, so theoretically you can go into Naturia Beast. Because it doesn't have to be a Melffy synchro, which is a great thing. We'll see how good the synchro is, but that's obviously... This could make a really big difference because Naturia Beast is insane. It's just such a great card, but because it requires a Beast tuner, or an Earth tuner, excuse me, it's probably not used as much like in any deck. So that's amazing as well. And the whole archetype is based on bouncing the card, so... And this is the Melffy tuner, Cheerful Melffys. You can only use the first and second effect of this card once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can target one face-up monster on the field. I wish it said card. Return it to the hand. Can't complain too much. And you can use each of these. If your opponent normal or special summons a monster, or if an opponent's monster targets this card for an attack, you return this card to the extra deck, then special summon one Melffy Exceed monster from your extra deck. Hopefully, like it would have to. The Melffys have like a pawn special summon. Like you don't have to detach for materials to use them. We'll take a look at that in a second. But that's great because it only has 1,000 attack. And that's kind of neat actually that you're special summoning it, bouncing something in their hand, and when they do anything, so if they even try to the fact that it has the clause, if it's targeted for an attack, makes all the difference in the world, especially with that first one too. Which is awesome. So again, all the cards so far have been really, really good. This is Melffy Staring Contest. Oh my goodness, I could stare at that forever. This is a continuous spell. You can activate this card once per turn. You can reveal one beast monster in your hand, add one Melffy monster with a different name from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If you do, place a revealed monster in the bottom of the deck. It's like a better version of Reload, I guess, but we'll see what the other effects are because I think off face value, that's probably not the greatest thing in the world, but we'll see. During the start of your opponent's battle phase, you can reveal any number of Melffy monsters in your hand, and if you do, they remain revealed until the end of the battle phase. Monsters your opponent controls lose attack equal to the combined attack and defense of monsters revealed by this effect. I mean, I don't think any of the Melffys have like any decent stats, right? 300. They lose attack equal to what? The combined attack. Oh, they're probably losing like what, 400 attack maybe. This card, it ain't all that. I think this is a new archetype. I'll look at that in a different video. But this aside, like I'm not really sure how great this is. It's kind of like a once per turn searcher, but you do have to have like another Melffy in your hand, which you probably always will. So I guess I don't know. It's just that's very average, I guess. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a negligible thing. We'll see if they're like the Exceed monsters can search them on summon, and then maybe that's something you grab for your next turn. Maybe, but that's like, I don't know. I don't know if they're better. Like if one of the Melffy search spells and Melffy spells and traps, and the other ones aren't good, then I think that's what would make the difference. So all right. Speaking of, let's go ahead and take a look at that so we can really understand this whole thing in context here. This is Melffy. It's a normal, so that's pretty cool. This is Melffy Pony. If your opponent normal or special summons a monster, or if an opponent's monster targets this card for an attack, you can return this card to your hand. Then you can add one level 2 or lower beast monster from your graveyard to your hand. Meh. I don't think that's all that great. Melffy Puppy. If your opponent normal or special summons a monster, or if your opponent monster targets this card for an attack, you can return this card to your hand. Then you can special summon one level 2 or lower beast monster from your deck. So that's where the Kalimtos comes in, where you get to pop cards, which is something that you're obviously going to want to special summon from the deck. So Melffy Puppy, good card. Melffy Caddy, it's so cute. If your opponent normal or special summons a monster, or if your opponent's monster targets for an attack, you can return it to the hand. If you do, add one beast monster from your deck to your hand, except Melffy Caddy, which is really awesome because it doesn't tell you, like, I'm sure there's actually a lot of beast monsters that you may want to search out. And the fact that this is now special summonable from the deck also is pretty neat. So I don't think any of the Tri-Brigade monsters, I'd have to look real quick. Are any of them beast? I don't think so. Beast Warrior. Oh, this is no, never mind. So the ceiling of the deck only gets higher with Tri-Brigade. I think pure Tri-Brigade is pretty boo-boo right now. And I know this was kind of like a popular version of it, at least being played. And I think it only gets better now because this is special summoned from the deck, which means that these are searchable from the deck, technically. And they don't really have Omni Searchers in their own archetype. So everything is just every card gets better now. If your opponent normal special summons a monster, target for a attack, you can return it to the hand. Then you can special summon one beast monster from your hand. I think this is okay. Depends on if you can bounce like Kalimtos, or it's a way to get it out of the hand. So maybe you're playing one of these in case you hard draw that. I don't know if you're playing multiples of those. This is something I probably will play test because this sounds kind of interesting. But yeah, I doubt this is like an exclude. This is a Monster Reborn for Melffys. I don't really know. I mean, I guess the quick effect would make sense. I don't know. I don't know if that's really necessary. This is Melffy Hide and Seek. The first time each beast monster you control would be destroyed by card effect, it is not. You can target 3 beast monsters in your graveyard with different names, shuffle into the deck, then draw 1 card. I think that's a little too slow. I think it requires a little too much as well. This is Melffy Playhouse. Attach any number of materials from a beast Exceed monster you control. Then target many cards your opponent controls, return them to the hand. Also, all beast XYZ monsters you control gain 500 attack for each material detached to activate this card until the end of this turn. That one's okay, depends on if they're searchable from the Exceed monsters. You can attach 1 material from this card. Your Melffy monsters can attack directly this turn. Meh. During your opponent's turn quick effect, you can target 1 beast Exceed monster you control, return that monster to the extra deck, then you can special summon 1 level 2 or lower beast monster from your graveyard, up to the number of materials this card had. So this one doesn't really make sense so far with the synchro. Melffy Mommy. What a name. Once per turn, quick effect, you can attach 1 beast monster from your hand or face-up field to this card as material. This card gains effect based on the number of materials attached to it. Cannot be destroyed by battle, so it has to have at least 3. Jeez. You take no battle damage involving this card. When an attack is declared involving this card and an attack position monster, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to that attack position monster's attack. Not so good too. But this is good for Zeus plays, obviously. That's kind of like what I'm thinking. But still, I still don't see where the synchro comes in. Other than maybe you would only have 1 material on this. we'll keep going here. Melffy of the Forest. You can attach one material from this card. Add one Melffy card from your deck to your hand. If another face-up Melffy card you control returns to your hand, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. It cannot attack. Also, its effects are negated while it is face-up on the field. Okay. Oh, this one is an Omni Searcher. It lets you search a Melffy card. If another face-up Melffy monster you control returns to your hand, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. So, I mean, that's a quick effect. So I'm guessing this is the only real application here. Because you're going to have, like, Melffy's return to your hand. So you can, like, during your turn, you're going to go into this from the synchro. I wish there was a better target. I kind of feel like there's something better there. But the ceiling can only go up. Like, the synchro obviously is a pretty interesting mechanic. And being able to synchro summon from your hand is also another interesting mechanic. I'm pretty happy about this, not going to lie. I think that's pretty neat that this archetype got some good support. And right now, it's still relatively low in terms of the number of different cards. But lots of synergy as a beast archetype and all that good stuff. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Other than that, that's going to do it for today's video. And I'll see you guys next time.